And we are back. Welcome to another edition of After the Whistle. I'm here, just another week. I got parking spot bully Todd Burton here with me.
What up?
Y'all don't even want to know about that one. That's just something that happened during this week. That was pretty hilarious. But we're here, and there's a lot going on. The NBA, we're going to get to the Final Four and all that. But quickly, we're just going to start off with the drama that unfolded last night. Magic Johnson randomly called a press conference to announce that he's going to quit. Pretty much quitting for whatever reason, because I think he wants to get back on Twitter and congratulate players or something like that. That's what I got out of it, because it's a crazy story.
Yeah, I heard it this morning. I kind of laughed and chuckled just because, everybody wants their team to do well until they find out what it's like to have to make those decisions.
Yeah.
And it's tough. And he's such a happy, fun-loving guy. I don't think he's built to be making those type of decisions.
I think one of the things that played a role, because I'm pretty sure they told him he got to fire with Luke Walton. I'm pretty sure that was one of the things that he said he didn't want to do it, basically. That's basically what he said. He didn't want to be the one to fire Luke Walton. But it's like, dude, this is your job.
Yeah,
this is cold business, but...
Yeah, he probably partied a lot with Bill. So who knows what skeletons might pop out the closet and all that. But I just can't see Magic firing anybody. You know what I mean? He's always smiling, always in good spirits. When you fire people, you got to be kind of cold.
Yeah.
And he's not really cold, so.
Yeah, this is just the Lakers and the Knicks, two franchises that are just dumpster fires right now. The Lakers, with their mess, they're actually making the Knicks look normal, which is crazy. With all the stuff going on with the Knicks, with the Lakers, it's like, man, you got the issues with trying to trade everybody for, for Anthony Davis. Then you got, some off-court stuff, Lonzo Ball dealing with the lawsuit with Big Baller Brand. Then you got LeBron and everything LeBron brings, good and bad, all that surrounding. It was just a circus act over there.
Yeah, and he kind of leaving LeBron out in the cold.
Yeah.
I feel like you might have had some conversation with LeBron to convince him to lean towards going to the Lakers.
Yeah.
Or at least push him towards the Lakers, and then all of a sudden you just bail.
Yeah, it makes absolute no sense. And a lot of people, the LeBron haters are probably blaming LeBron for him leaving because that's what they're going to do. But this just, I don't know. You just don't. You're number 2 on the job, too. How you going to quit in year number 2?
He did say after my second year, the season's over. Yeah. So, no, he said after my second year, if I don't really make any big trades or anything, he'll resign. But he just kind of quit. He didn't even try to do anything in the offseason.
Yeah,
he didn't give the organization a chance to have a good summer, a quality summer, I'd say.
Yeah, and now the players that, because he drafted Kuzma, he drafted Ball, he drafted Mo Wagner. He drafted Josh Hart. Now, those guys, their futures are uncertain now with the Lakers because whoever they bring in, the new GM, the new coach, they might be like, listen, or the new president of basketball operations, whatever position Magic was, they're going to be like, okay, I didn't draft you guys, so I don't see no need for you guys to be here. I could trade you.
But the best thing about that, compared to other jobs, they get new CEOs and new bosses and stuff that come in. They don't think it's going to fire people and leave them out in the street. At least if they get fired, they're going to go another team. So
yeah,
that's the word for.
So we'll see. We'll see what happens. This is year number 7 of the Lakers missing the playoffs. So this is tough times to be a Lakers fan, but it sucks for you. Celtics are in the playoffs, so kick rocks. All right, college basketball. We're gonna get into the Final Four. Auburn versus Virginia, and a lot of controversy in this game. In regards to the officiating and some of the things that happened down the stretch. But this game, Auburn, Auburn usually, they did what they did this whole tournament. There were some games they kind of started off slow and then they picked it up. Bryce Brown started picking it up. Harper started picking it up. And they were down 10 at one point, and then they just came back, took the lead, and it looked like they were going to get the victory, but, the other stuff happened.
Yeah, it was a good game. I wish the Brown and Hopper would have got off like they were all tournament. I feel like the game would have been that close. But one thing they didn't do, they didn't run Kyle Guy off the line enough. Like when you know a guy's a knockdown, dead-eye three-point shooter, just run him off the line, force him to make jumpers and layups. But they didn't do that. And then some crucial plays at the end of the game to put him at the free throw line. I went.
Yeah, that lack. So the game pretty much ended. Kyle Guy hit 3 threes at the free throw line. He didn't have the best of games. He was 2 for 6 from the 3-point line, 5 for 11, and those free throws were the only free throws he took the entire game. But once again, all right, the dude did get fouled. He got fouled.
No, definitely.
Would I have called that foul? I probably would, man. I probably would have been like, no, I might not bail you out. Even though it was a foul, but that shot wasn't going in anyways. I probably wouldn't call that foul, but it was a foul. Right before that, there was a double dribble that happened, and I just don't know how you miss a double dribble. How sometimes in the flow of the game you can miss it, but not when you're right behind them.
We talked about this like yesterday or a couple of days ago. When I saw it happen and nobody blew a whistle, I started questioning my own basketball knowledge because I thought I was tripping. You know what I mean? Because that's never happened. Like a ball goes off your foot, leg, you pick it up, you pass it. You don't dribble it again.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was honestly, man. I don't want to say refs blatantly missed calls sometimes, but that was just blatantly missed, man. I'm sorry, that was blatant.
And it's even crazy because any level, elementary, they call this every single, because elementary kids, that's called every time. Maybe if the ref didn't have a good angle or someone was blocking him, but he was right. This is the dribble. This is the ref right behind him, and it's like how are you missing that? And we always say, the kids whenever they mess up, they always have to be held accountable. They got to go and face it. But when people are paid to make sure things like that don't happen, when they make those mistakes, it's always like it's human error. It happens in the basketball
You don't
game.
even get a name of who the ref is, or he doesn't have to speak on it or anything. They don't even get interviewed. Like, come on, man. Hold these people accountable just like you hold these players, these young players at that.
Yeah, because we know if they messed up, it'd be a week's worth of headlines, and also the commentators and ex-players are saying stuff like that happens, or everybody at home is a good ref when they see it. It's like no, but everybody can see that the ref's right there. Call it. But Virginia seemed like they just had the rabbit's foot this whole tournament because honestly they should have been out against Purdue, but.
Yeah, I mean, they had a lot of calls go their way. They played hard. I'm not going to lie. Ty Jerome, nice.
Yeah,
that boy could play.
Yeah.
Kyle Guy, he's a shooter, but Ty Jerome, the engine that makes that team go.
Hunter's good, too.
Oh, yeah, he's solid, but Ty Jerome, he's a dog. That boy can dish, rebound, shoot, do a little bit of everything. And he's like, what, 6'8"? Like 6'9" or something? He's tall, too.
He's huge, so... The other semifinal game, Texas Tech and Michigan State, and this was offensive struggle for Michigan State the majority of the game. They had chances. There was one point they cut the lead down. It was 51-52, and then Texas Tech. I didn't know these dudes could shoot like this because I swear every game I've watched them, they were just draining threes left and right, and I didn't know that they had that in it. When I watched them in the regular season, I was like, I didn't know these dudes could shoot like that. But
I mean, Mooney is Mooney, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he could shoot that thing. I know their MO is, defensive specialist. Break you down team. But when you see Winston, he had 16 points and 2 assists. It was a tough game. Probably
16 shots too.
Yeah, but it probably wasn't at least a blowout or. It just was a close game for them, but ended up being a loss just because, he has to have at least over 5 assists from the beginning of the game.
Yeah, and they were, Michigan State, they were 7 of 24 from the 3-point line, which is not that great, and 15 of 47 from the field. So it was a struggle for them. I mean,
and also you lose by 10, you gave up 4 more turnovers.
Yeah. It's kind of like the curse now for Tom Izzo because it seems like he gets to the Final Four, he just can't get to the national title game.
Yeah.
Every time we see him in the Final Four, he loses. It's like, man, there's some type of curse happening over there with him.
Yeah, but at least he's able to keep his job. You know,
Yeah.
so some teams, some places won't even keep coaches because they can't make it to the tournament or the Final Four. So
Yeah.
Tom Izzo, he's gonna be around for a while.
Yeah, he is. Because he gets one and done. In the era of one and done, he's pretty successful with having his players always play 4 years, 3 or 4 years. So I mean, whatever. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Quickly. UCLA hired Mike Cronin from Cincinnati. They tried I think they interviewed Rick Barnes, the coach from Tennessee. At first I heard Earl Watson was a candidate for that, but he went there. He's a LA person and he's around the circuit, the high school circuit. I don't know why they didn't go that route, but Mike Cronin, former Cincinnati head coach, 9 years in the tournament. I'm like, I don't know.
I mean,
he's a good coach, but he's not UCLA.
He's definitely a quality coach, but I felt like Watson was just a shoo-in just because the culture, he's from it, and he has a connection with the kids. Like, man, these people sometimes I feel like they don't understand how important it is to have that connection with the kids and the youth, just because like they're gonna look at you as more than a coach, a father figure, somebody they can confide in, somebody they can trust.
Yeah.
And the parents will feel comfortable with them being around you because they know you.
Yeah, definitely.
It's just a little different.
Weird, but that's a quick.
Yeah.
And R.J. Barrett entering the draft.
Not surprised.
Yeah, he declared for the draft, which is that Trey Jones is coming back.
He needs to.
Which he needs to. All right. Also, did we talk about Kobe White last week? He declared for the draft.
No, we did not. But
Yeah, he declared for the draft.
No
6'5" point guard.
Yeah, no problem with that.
He's a 6'5" point guard.
Yeah.
I mean, that's Jason Kidd right there. So I think he'll be good in
With a ratty.
I think he'll transition well in the NBA. All right, national title game. The first 10 minutes was hard to watch. It was hard to watch. It wasn't even great. It was just terrible offense. Some people say it was great defense, but no, it was terrible offense. It's like if you have offensively skilled players, defense is not an issue. Anybody guarding you is not an issue there. So this game showed that there weren't too many offensively skilled one-on-one players in this game. But it went to overtime. Texas Tech had an opportunity to win the game. I don't know why. They knew Virginia wanted a three, and they had the layup to give up. Just give up the layup, but everybody crashed and tried to help and leave the three-pointer wide open. And it's the easiest spot on the court to make too, with the corner three.
It was just simple basketball instincts. They weren't thinking like give the layup. You know what I mean? But it's over and done with.
Yeah.
One thing I would say about that game, like you said, the offensive players weren't where we wanted them to be, as in caliber. Defensive was solid. I felt like the announcers, when they were announcing the game, they really didn't want to be there. When they kept talking about how the game was played, they kept talking about how it was so slow, offenses weren't going to pick up. One guy had faith in them just because, he had to play kind of like devil's advocate.
Yeah.
But, exciting championship game. You're really not going to lose many games if you shoot 45 or 46% from the three and from the field.
Yeah,
So.
this is good for this is Virginia's first national title in school history. They got a little history of choking in the tournament, so this was big for them, especially after last year. Woo! They kind of redeemed themselves. But if you look at it, Kyle Guy and Hunter, they both were Guy was 8 of 15 from the field. Hunter was 8 of 16, 4 of 5 from 3, 4 of 9, 27 points and 24 points. They came up big, especially Hunter in that second half. I think he didn't miss a shot in the second half.
Nah, he was balling.
Yeah.
Every time he put it up, I thought it was in. But don't forget Ty Jerome was 16, 6, and 8.
Yeah, he was. Yeah,
So
he played well. But Texas Tech got to be kicking themselves in the foot. They had ample opportunities to win this game, but it was a call that happened once again on a loose ball. Texas Tech got it in. Virginia tapped it out of bounds, and I don't know how they overturned it, but they somehow managed to overturn it because they said it hit off his pinky or fingertip last, which, that I don't understand that one.
like in a physics experiment, you could probably make that case, but live action, you got to just say out on Virginia. Because you had a couple plays before that, there was a kind of like, I think, an out-of-bounds play that could have been reviewed the same way, but they chose not to get that in depth with it. until this other play comes about, and then it's like, all right, he didn't follow through with the swipe, and it rolled off his pinky. It's like, now you guys want to play scientist when a minute and a half ago you guys didn't care that much.
Yeah, it didn't make no sense. But kudos to Virginia, because in overtime they pretty much they were down a little bit. Then they went on an 11-0 run. Hunter once again, Hunter and Ty Jerome, they were just making big shots after big shots, and you know, Virginia, I still think the NCAA kind of after losing to. We won't talk about that, but kudos to Virginia. I lost the bet to my cousin, so you guys are gonna see us in Virginia gear in a couple weeks.
Us?
Yeah, he got 2.
Oh man,
Yeah,
well, shout out, man. Appreciate the gear.
Not me. I don't want to win. I don't want to win no Virginia gear. But we'll be in Virginia gear in a couple weeks, and that's me losing the bet. It's just terrible. Terrible.
Apparently, we losing the bet.
Yeah. Too exciting Final Four. The NCAA Women's Final Four had quite the game. First, we're going to start off with UConn and Notre Dame, rematch of last year's. And it looked like UConn was going to pull away from this, but Notre Dame, they stuck with it, and they started hitting shots down the stretch. It went back and forth the last 3 minutes. It kept going back and forth. UConn would answer, Notre Dame would answer, and it was one of those two. This is what happens when you have 2 top-tier programs go against each other. You get games like that one.
Yeah, definitely, man. Like, it was good to see, UConn Final Four, because a lot of people were kind of skeptical because they were 2C, which I was like, why you tripping?
Yeah.
Playing almost the whole tournament in Albany. Yeah. But, man, when you shoot 66% or 67% from the free throw line to Notre Dame's 88, that's tough.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're leaving points out there.
Yeah, 8 for 20. And UConn was 8 for 28 from the three-point line, which getting to the line only 9 times in the game. Notre Dame got there 16 times. And Notre Dame stars, every single one of them were in double figures. Mm-hmm. So it was one of those games. They play each other during the regular season too, so they were familiar with each other, but it was just one of those things. Notre Dame was just a little bit better than UConn that day, just a little bit.
And everybody had Notre Dame winning against UConn just because. You didn't have. From what the announcers was talking about, they had Notre Dame just beating them because they felt that the overall was the better team this year, and UConn's young too, so.
Yeah, UConn's young too, so. In other words, well, they're gonna be back again next year because I don't know where Gino finds these girls, but he finds them, and a year when they're not in the Final Four, that's probably gonna be the end of the world because nobody's used to UConn not being in the Final Four. And then the other semifinal game was Baylor versus Oregon, which that one was pretty good too. They another back and forth battle, and man, Baylor got some dogs on their team.
Yo, do they? Brown and Cox combined for 43 points, 18 rebounds, and they didn't even shoot 1-3 the whole game.
None. That was the crazy thing. They didn't shoot
That's how you know you got some twin towers, some bigs for real. You ain't got to shoot a 3 and you shoot over 50%, almost 55% for the game. Man. Yeah,
Cox was at 21 and 11, Brown at 22 and 7. Richards at 15 points. So their front line, Baylor's front line was really a force for them.
Yeah, there really isn't much to say. They're just some dogs.
And these girls from Oregon wasn't too bad too because they were shooting that thing, but it just seemed like the size of Baylor kind of overwhelmed them because if you watch the game and you just see the size differential between them two, they just got worn down.
Man, when I look at this box score and I see 37.5% from the 3 and 0.0% from the 3 and they win, man, by 5, come on, they had to have some houses down there.
Yeah, but it's crazy because Oregon, they had 14 offensive rebounds to Baylor's 9. So, but it's still high.
Just means every time Baylor got it, they scored. On the post, it was a bucket.
Yeah.
And like I said, they have a steady point guard, Chloe Jackson, who came up big, and the next game that we're talking about.
Chloe Jackson. Yeah, let's talk about the national title game. This was, I thought the women's national title game was going to happen the day after the men's national title game because that's usually what I'm used to. but I didn't know it was the day before. So I ended up catching the highlights of this game, and that fourth quarter was one crazy fourth quarter because it turned out to be a back-and-forth event between Notre Dame and Baylor. And, man, they put that. It was more exciting than the men's game, I'll tell you that.
To be honest, this whole Final Four was more exciting than the men's Final Four.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's okay for the men to have a little down year just because based on who was winning, who was losing. But the girls, man, they came to play.
Yeah.
Chloe had 26, 2 and 5. She could not be covered.
No, they couldn't keep her out the lane.
Brown had 20 and 13. Like, I think Cox got injured.
Yeah, she got injured. She got injured I think in the late third quarter or something.
All right, well, I caught it like legit, like right after she got injured. That's when I caught the game.
Yeah.
So they was balling in. Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Well, they didn't shoot no threes in the semifinal. They shot 7 and made 2. But once again, they're not a three-point shooting team in an era where three-point shooting is big, and they were
Well, that's why their coach at the end of the game said, "I'll take them big old school bigs any day," because you see what happens. Like in girls basketball, it's tough to cover bigs.
Yeah.
Especially you have multiple.
Yeah, especially ones that know how to use their body. You'll just get worn out, and you just covering big. It's not easy. And it's so much easier for them when they have willing guards to get them the ball in the post. So it's against every possession, the body banging is just gonna take its toll on you.
And also, you can tell the maturity as well with Chloe Jackson. I think she's a grad student.
Yeah.
So she's a grown woman playing college basketball. So her focus, you know what I mean, and I want to say her calmness is a little different.
Yeah.
Her poise is a little different.
And what's the way this game ended was, we have, I can't pronounce her last name, but Olga won. I don't know. I'm gonna call her Olga. So she last year she made the biggest shots in the tournament. She made a buzzer beater against UConn. I believe another buzzer beater in the national title game. And this year she had the opportunity to tie the game up at the free throw line, and she missed one of the free throws. And it was just, if you saw her reaction after the game, it was one of those things like, damn, I kind of feel bad for her right now because it was like, what a difference a year makes.
Yeah, man. It did. Yeah, it sucked for her when I was watching it. Just because actually watching the game and seeing her make that jumper and her pull-up package is crazy. I think she should be #1 pick. I'm a little biased. I got a friend who knows her, but yeah, man, she had one heck of a career.
Yeah.
And to go out like that, it's a curse and a blessing at the same time because most people don't make it there 2 years in a row.
Yeah.
But she happened to come up short. But congratulations to them even getting there.
Yeah, that was quite the game. But yeah, congratulations to the Baylor Ladies Bears and congratulations to Virginia Cavaliers. You guys are national titles in basketball in your respective. I don't like this Virginia would be national title. It just doesn't seem right.
Man, it was tough for me to get that out for Virginia.
Yeah, man. But we'll see what happens next year. All right. On to the NBA, where the NBA playoffs is going to start this weekend, and matchups are pretty much all set. So the Celtics and the Pacers are going to play in the first round, and this might be an interesting series. Honestly, obviously, I think the Celtics are going to win, but the Pacers are an interesting team because they lost their best players, but they still got guys in there that can put points on the board. Bogdanovich, that. Probably one of the most underrated players in the league.
Yeah, he been balling.
Yeah,
he's been doing some things that weren't really expected to him. But due to the lack of all the people out there, you have to do some things that make you uncomfortable or show some skills that we might not have thought you had.
Yeah, because last year in the playoffs against the Cavs, he definitely had moments where he was making big shots during the game, making big plays in each of the games. So I think the Pacers will give the Celtics a challenge, but I think Celtics, they need to win this series because now, we could scratch the season's over, everything's behind you because this team, it was like Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. You ain't know what you was going to get from them.
Yeah, it definitely was a roller coaster this season. So now, like you said, forget this regular season. Now the postseason's it's a new season.
Yeah.
Come out here, try to knock them out in 4, and move on to the second round.
Yeah, 4 or 5 is what I'm taking. And I know the Bucks are got the best record in the league and the #1 seed in the East, but I think the Celtics have a chance to make it to the finals without having home court advantage if they move on to the next, if they move on as the playoffs continues, because I think they match up with everybody pretty well.
Yeah, I can see that. And with the Celtics, you never really know who's going to go off.
Yeah.
You know, like, Kyrie's going to get his, but other than Kyrie, who else is really going to go off? And Hayward's been coming back, coming into his own.
He looks like he's finally fully recovered and confident in his, in his first step and his foot, because you just seen him go to the room and he's taking off. He's trying to dunk everything now.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it takes some people longer than others. Simple, psychological things.
Yeah.
So hopefully he's 100% now.
Yeah, number 36 for the Celtics. I think he's hurt. Something with his abdomen. They haven't said how long, if he's going to miss any time during the playoffs, but I know he didn't play the last couple games for the Celtics. So keep an eye on that, because he's one of the key rotation guys for them. But with this team, I think they'll be fine. I think they'll be fine. Another matchup, which a preview, the Bucks and the Pistons. This one is an interesting matchup because the Bucks got size and length and athleticism, and the Pistons are almost like a throwback team, the way they play. But Blake Griffin and Andre Drummond, those are the key guys for the Pistons.
True. I just think the Bucks are going to be too much.
Yeah.
I think overall, the cohesiveness of the team, just how they work together as overall, and then Giannis dunks everything in the paint. And they're not going to be blocking his stuff around. They're going to be dunking it on everybody.
Yeah, I think if the Pistons want a chance to win this game, they got to have to make this a half-court game. You can't get the Bucks in transition, because that's one of the things. If you want to beat the Bucks, make them a half-court team, because they've proven they're good on the half-court, but they're not that great in the half-court. So they can be had if you slow the game down against them.
Yeah, I can see that, because Bledsoe can shoot, but he's not like a really half-court shooter. He's great in transition, too.
Yeah.
So.
And Giannis, he's not, still, his jump shot is shaky. So, granted, they got shooters, but their two best guys, Chris Middleton, obviously, you got to watch out for him.
He's their shooter.
Yeah, he's their shooter. But Giannis, he's the engine that makes that team go. And if you could keep him away from the rim or not have him have so many big plays in the paint, then you'll have a chance. But, yeah, I don't know. I don't think. Yeah, this series might go no longer than 5 games.
Yeah, I can see that.
That's the most they'll go.
I can see Blake maybe getting one.
Yeah, maybe. Another one, the Brooklyn Nets versus the Sixers. This one, talk about two teams with two different styles, but nobody thought Brooklyn was going to make the playoffs.
Nah, man, DeMarcus Russell's out there balling.
Yeah. Most improved player this year, Russell.
I mean, I said the right name, right?
You said Jamarcus Russell.
Oh, my bad. my bad. Oops. Whatever. But, yeah, he's been balling, man. Like, kudos to him, All-Star year.
Yeah.
He was, in the shadows for a couple years after his incident.
Yeah.
So now reinvented himself.
Yeah, and it seems like he really took the role of being the go-to guy with this team. But now they got a problem, because they got 2 7-footers that they got to deal with. Then they got Butler and Tobias Harris. That guy's a gamer. So I don't know what answers Brooklyn are gonna have for what Philly brings to the table, because Ben Simmons, every time he gets the ball, he wants to push the tempo up the court. And when they get into half court, I don't know how much Jared Allen can slow down Joel Embiid.
I mean, I don't see them really doing much. I just see them having an entertaining series for the most part.
Yeah, granted, Brooklyn plays well at home, but it's the road.
The size is just size.
And Joel Embiid is a handful. Mm-hmm. It's a handful. And another team that will be making their first ever playoff appearance will be in a while. The Magic, not first ever, but first time in a while. First time in a while. They haven't been to the playoffs in a while, and they'll be taking on the Raptors. And this one might be a sweep.
I mean, yeah, I can see that. One thing I will say, DJ Augustine has been balling.
Yeah.
He's been balling recently. He kind of took it to Trae Young.
Yeah, he did.
Rookie treatment.
Yeah.
You got to show him where he's at.
Like a 12-year vet?
Yeah, something like that. I don't know how long he's been in the league, but good amount. Yeah. Probably, definitely over 10, I think. Yeah, but, Orlando's going to be happy they made the playoffs, because they're just changing the culture over there. They're improving. Yeah. And it's just one step. And Raptors gonna just bring them back to reality. Yeah,
they are, because the Raptors they're a solid defensive team, and Kawhi Leonard, everybody say what you want about him, but he's actually been dominant this year. They actually just have a good team around them, and the past 4, 5, 6 years, I never really believed in the Raptors because I think they're choke artists in the playoffs. But I think you got two guys, Kawhi and Danny Green, who got championship experience and big playoff games. I think they'll help them get over that hump. But I want to see what Aaron Gordon and Vucevic are going to do, because this is their first playoffs, and those two guys have been balling all season. So I want to see if the moment is too big for them. I just want to see what they got in them, because I think this is one of those teams. I mean, they add a couple pieces. They could be a team that that could slowly be making their way up to one of the premier teams in the league.
Yeah, I could see that a couple years from now.
Yeah, definitely.
But also too, when you talked about Kawhi and Green, I also feel they probably bring some of that Spurs culture over there too, to get ready for the playoffs and just show them a different way.
Yeah, definitely. And now the Western Conference, the Warriors and the Clippers are going to go out, face off in the first round. Here's a fun fact. The Clippers are the last Western Conference teams to eliminate the Warriors, and that was back in 2012, I believe. Yeah, they were the last one to do it. And then the takeoff happened. The takeover happened.
I mean,
but
that's good history.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think. Yeah, I don't know how many games the Clippers are going to get in this one, because the Warriors look like they started to hit their stride, and Lou Williams and all those boys, they got players, but the Warriors they've been playing well the last few games of the season, and Durant and Curry have pretty much started taking over most games, and it's going to be hard to beat them. Yeah,
they started playing well towards the end because they know it's playoff time, so it's time to get going. Basically, it's time to get on a roll, and regular season's a long season, so now playoffs like a big tournament for them. So they're just ready to go out here and try to sweep people.
Yeah, I'm looking. I'm looking how. Yeah, that's one thing I'm looking at this year is how long these series are gonna go, because I think from the last time I watched them, the way they play them, like you might not get a game against
They don't have any holes.
Yeah,
they no longer have any holes. Once you got DeMarcus, man, big cuz.
Yeah. The one thing that'll be their undoing is their temper. They have short fuses. Draymond and KD and Boogie.
Yeah, KD be out there.
Yeah,
wilding.
I think if those three guys could actually keep their composures, then they might not lose a game in the postseason. But I don't have faith in two of them not keeping their composure. I definitely have no faith in Draymond keeping his composure, because Draymond, he'll foul a guy and act like he didn't foul him, and even when it's obvious.
You know what's crazy too? For DeMarcus Cousins to be on the team and him not be the focus of the technicals. But I love it because, he's probably my favorite center. Yeah. So I love Draymond taking all the brunt on for Cousins, man.
Yeah, it's crazy. All right, another one, the Nuggets and the Spurs. This one might be interesting because the Nuggets, this young core, first time in the playoff, and they're playing against a seasoned veteran team in the Spurs. But I think the youth might be too much for the aged up Spurs.
I think this might be the most competitive series we're going to see on either side, just because the Spurs are a championship caliber team or organization. Yeah. Maybe not a team this year, but they're definitely proven champions. Yeah. And Pop's going to be Pop. He's going to coach these guys up, and they're going to go out there and put their best foot down. Yeah,
but the Nuggets, these guys, Murray, Gary Harris, and Jokic, it works for them, especially Jokic. He's one of those guys. He doesn't really score early. He gets everybody involved, and then the second half comes around, then he slowly starts scoring, and then fourth quarter, he's just giving you buckets.
He's one of those. He lets the game come to him. He doesn't force the issue. And like certain teammates need to get going first. Yeah. He's also one of the guys that doesn't need that many shots to be effective.
He definitely does.
So he's pretty efficient. So it's like if he knows, all right, I only need like 10, 15 shots, and they're all mostly going to come in the second half. Let me get these guys going so at the end of the game, everybody's warm.
Yeah, definitely. I see the series going 6 games.
I can see that.
Yeah, I don't see the Spurs getting swept, but I think it'll go 6 games. And Denver will steal one in San Antonio. Another one, the next 2 series, these 2 might be the most competitive ones, the Houston and OKC.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about
This is a big series for Russell Westbrook, because if OKC loses this will be another year of him not winning a series without KD, and that'll be the stigma against him. You can't win a series because the year, I remember when KD was in OKC and he broke his foot, so he missed the playoffs. They lost the series, couldn't get out the first round. And I think the following year, Russ got hurt and KD was there, they won the series. So it's like, KD has won a series without you being here, and you have yet to win a series without KD. And so it's kind of like Russ, I think Russ needs to get this series win.
Yeah, he could definitely use it. I think it'll be tough to say that, though, just because they're playing the Rockets. And the Rockets are one of the best teams in the Western Conference.
That's the thing, too.
And Harden's on a tear right now. Nobody's covering him. He has a hard time in bed at night, you know what I mean, with the covers.
Yeah.
So.
But the thing is, with that, Chris Paul got to stay healthy because Chris Paul hasn't finished the playoff series in years. Every year he gets hurt in the playoffs and, his teams just lose. So Chris Paul needs to stay healthy. I felt about last season. I felt that Chris Paul was the reason why the guys didn't beat the Warriors. I thought they had him last year. They were going to beat him just because of the way they were playing and the way the series was going. You know what I mean? So hopefully he stays healthy, and if they both meet, in the conference finals, they could both play the best of their abilities and have everyone healthy. Yeah, I think this one's going 7 games because the way I saw the game last night was pretty crazy, and I think OKC realized that they need to get this.
I like OKC, man. I like Westbrook and George, man. George is a dog, so.
Yeah. I'd love to see them, and I'd love to see them advance and them go up against the Warriors because they match up pretty well with them. But yeah, it's going to be a tough one with them. So it's going to be a 7 games. I think that was going to be a 7-game series.
I can see that.
Now this one, the Blazers versus the Jazz. This is going to be another competitive one, but Damian Lillard has played. I don't know if CJ McCollum's going to be back for this one, but man, it's going to be the Dame show pretty much.
I mean, he can score 70 points. They're still not going to win.
Yeah, he needs CJ.
Yeah, I mean, they got swept with their players. Yeah. So what are you really going to do without 2 of your best players?
Yeah.
Man, good luck to him, though. Like, I know Dame's going to get busy, but the Jazz is a quality team, man.
Yeah, the benefit he has is like the Jazz, they're a good team, but they're not this great unbeatable team. So they're evenly matched up. I think the matchup we got to watch out for is Gobert and how he's going to dominate, how his defense is going to alter the game because he's not an offensive player, obviously, but we got to see what they do on defense, especially getting the ball out of Dame's hand. They got to get the ball out of his hand. And
but who else is Dame going to pass it to other than like
Mo Harkless?
Mo, who else?
Seth Curry.
I mean, not much.
Yeah.
I mean, I forgot who they traded for. They traded for 2 guys.
Enes Kanter.
Yeah, Enes Kanter. Who else?
I forget who else.
But the wing player. Oh, it was Rodney Hood, right?
Oh yeah, Rodney Hood.
So Rodney Hood can get busy, but I just don't think it's enough to get past the Jazz personally.
I think they need to use Evan Turner more to get the ball out of Dame's hands, so he doesn't have to dribble the ball a lot more, just so he could come out screens or anything. Because it's kind of hard to score when you have the ball and they're focusing on you.
Man, I agree because Evan Turner played the point in college, and wasn't he Player of the Year?
I think so, yeah.
So you would think they would use that and utilize that skill, but we don't even know they're even thinking stuff like that. So hopefully they have the playbook open and they're utilizing every option.
Yeah, I think this one might go 6 or 7 games, though, just because of the matchup. I think it'll go 6 or 7 games.
I can see that.
Lastly, with the NBA, the 2019 Naismith Hall of Fame was announced this past weekend, and Vlade Divac is going into the Hall of Fame, and Chris Webber is not. I'm still trying to figure out how Chris Webber is not in the Hall of Fame. If you look at the names, Al Attles, Carl Braun, Chuck Cooper, Vlade Divac, Bill Fitch, Waylon Baptist, Flying Queens, Tennessee A&I, Paul Westphal, Teresa Weatherspoon, she was a dog, Jack Sigma, Sidney Moncrief, another dog, Bobby Jones.
I was going to say, I know about Sydney, but Teresa was probably my favorite player on that list. Growing up, she played for the Liberty. She's the reason why I was going through the lane, jump stopping, because I was stolen from her.
Yeah.
So, Vlade was cool, but I just knew Vlade for just being Vlade in the league. He entertaining to watch. He was a good big, but he was just Vlade.
Yeah.
Was his career that stoic? Was it that good?
Nope.
I don't. Was he the first from his country to ever be in the league?
It was one of those international things because of.
Because he's a dog overseas.
Probably.
He's a dog, kind of like Sabonis.
Yeah, I think, but.
Nah, man.
I'm just pointing out that he's getting into the Hall of Fame and before Chris Webber, and Chris Webber should have gotten in the Hall of Fame. Heck, T-Mac's in the Hall of Fame, and T-Mac's career, how that went. I like T-Mac, but I don't think T-Mac was a Hall of Famer just because he didn't play long enough. But
the numbers.
But I'm saying if you're gonna put T-Mac in the Hall of Fame, put Chris Webber in the Hall of Fame. I don't know what they have against Chris Webber.
Man, you know what they have against Chris
Yeah,
Webber.
I do know what they have against Chris Webber, but geez, it's embarrassing.
It is, though.
A guy like that should be in the Hall of Fame, but
we live in a world where people just have no problem embarrassing themselves in the open, like the league itself. Like you said, doing stuff like that. Like, granted, you feel about Chris Webber, but give the man his respect. His numbers don't lie, and that's what it is. It should be about his numbers, not his personal mistakes.
yeah. Let's go to Athletes Corner. We had Keith Ridley Jr. here. You know, he committed to Boston College. We talked to him. It was pretty cool, and yeah, he sat down to talk about his decision and all that good stuff happening. So Athletes Corner, then we'll come back, and hopefully we got time to talk about the rest of the stuff we got on here, but who knows. Hello once again. We got another edition of Athletes Corner. Keith Ridley, he's back with us. He came, last time he was here, it was during football season. Football season's over. A lot of things happening in his life right now. What's going on, man?
Just recently committed to Boston College to continue my academic and athletic careers. So yeah, big relief off my shoulders. I've been stressing about where I'm gonna go for a long time. So.
Yeah, how was this process for you? Because choosing a college is always a process, especially if you get so many places that want you and you're deciding if you want to go far, you want to stay close to home. How's this process for you?
It was definitely a long process, and there were like a lot of ups and downs with the process. Just basically like waiting for the responses from either coaches or the schools, seeing if you get accepted or not, was definitely the worst during the process, because you're just waiting there like, oh, I want them to tell me like right now. But I'm glad everything worked out with Boston College. I'm really happy there. It feels like home there.
Now, what was one of the reasons that you decided to go there? Was it because it was close to home and just because it's Boston College? Or
definitely, it being close to home definitely played a factor, because all my family and friends and teammates can hopefully make it out to the games. It's closer, so like I just feel like I can make more of an impact if I'm closer home like that. And plus, it's Boston College, so
This Boston College, I know about that. Just talk to me a little about this. You're about to enter a new phase of your life. Let's talk about you closing this phase of your life. Your high school, 4 years of classical. Those 4 years went by quick, huh?
Yeah, they went by really quick. I didn't believe all my family when they were like, oh, high school's gonna go by fast. I was like, yeah, right, this is going by slow. Like talking to them like freshman year, and then all of a sudden I'm here sitting, I'm about to go to college in like a few months. So it definitely goes by quick, but this last month I'm just trying to enjoy like being a senior and like just doing all the senior activities and being a part of the school itself before I go and start the next chapter.
Yeah, just talk about your football. You guys definitely your class was one of that class that kind of brought classical back to where classical used to be. As far as winning, you guys kind of brought back that winning tradition there. Two great seasons. You guys finished over 500. What was that like? Just being able to bring classical back to his words and knowing that you guys are going to leave it in good hands with the underclassmen.
It means the world. Being a part of that's like so special, and just knowing that it's going to continue on with the up and coming class and with a few leaders, up and coming seniors. It's just knowing that we're going to leave our marks on classical is definitely like a huge accomplishment.
Yeah, talk about for yourself just everything that you went through your years. Played the quarterback the last 2 years there. Just talk about that, your growth as a player from not being the starting quarterback your first 2 years, then being the starting quarterback your last 2 years.
Yeah, it was definitely grind to get my way into the starting lineup, and it wasn't just me though. It was my teammates and my coaches that definitely pushed me to that next level of hard work and dedication and all that. So I have to thank all of them. It's not just me. It takes a whole village.
Yeah, definitely. Now we're going on this journey. College is a different ball game.
Yeah.
The ACC is a different ball game. You're going in a conference that has the team that just won the national title, the team that's been in a few national title games and a few playoff games, and also you have the Florida States, the Miamis. You got all that competition. What's that like for you, just knowing that you're going to be going up against the best of the best?
It might sound a little crazy, but I'm excited going against the best. Can't go wrong going against the best and seeing how you match up. So I just know me and my future teammates are going to put in the most work to be prepared against these top dogs such as Clemson and Miami and all of them. But BC ain't little, so we definitely can give them a run for their money. So we'll just put in that hard work over the season with them and see how we come out next season.
Yeah, Boston College does have this legacy of putting players into the pros. They also, Peter Holy, the Officer Peter Holy, he's one Lynn guy that's been there. There's been a few Lynn natives that went to Boston College and actually played at Boston College. How does it feel for you just being another Lynn native that's going to be playing at the Heights?
Another Lynn legend, Tony Thurman, went there. He was an All-American.
Yeah. Back early 80s, right?
Yeah, just like following their legacy is definitely, you can't really put that into words. You're just trying to live up to what they did, and I'm just trying to do what they did and put Lynn on the map again, because we deserve a chance at being recognized and known, because we're a great city, man, and not a lot of people, not enough people know that.
Definitely, and also, he's on there on an academic scholarship too. So he's not one of these dumb jocks that people like to label athletes. He's going on there 4.2,
yeah,
26 GPA.
Yeah.
Just talk about that. You're going on there with the academic scholarship.
When you take care of your school business, it just opens up a lot more opportunities for you. If I didn't have the grades that I have, I wouldn't earn the offer that I had, because I first got accepted, and then that's when I got the offer to come play football. So really listen to these mentors and your teachers about getting everything done, because it can lead to other opportunities. Because since I didn't get like a full boat athletic scholarship, that doesn't mean I'm still there. I made it a different way. So it just it means more to me than a football scholarship, definitely.
Yeah, kids, there's more than one ways to get scholarship. There's other scholarships, not only athletics. So just talk about so you're gonna be going down. You're gonna be going there in June for starting their spring and off-season training. So is that like, because once you graduate, it's like you got probably like a couple days off, and then it's right back at it. So how are you gonna get ready for that?
I mean, I got like you said, like a couple days, and then it just seems like I'm right back into the loop of things. I'm just gonna go at it with a great mentality, and just, I'm a freshman all over again, so I got to work for everything. Everybody that goes to BC is all-star. Everybody that goes to BC was like the guy at their school. So it's just like a restart, in that like I just need to prove to myself and to everybody that like I belong there. And just working with my teammates, learning, just being in that film room, the training room, just like gaining all that knowledge from all these coaches that have been there for a while. So that's what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah. So now you're going in there. Grant, that they're not going to throw you in that quarterback right away. I'm sure they'll help you compete at it. But have they talked to you about any ideas of how they want to get you adjusted to their system?
I think bringing me early and showing me the playbook early in June is definitely going to help me out, because I have a few months of it before we get into real action during the season. So I think just being there early and being a part of the team early would definitely help me in like my learning of the playbook and stuff. So I'm not just thrown in there in like August, and then like I got like a week or two before we go down and play Virginia Tech at home. So like, just in case I need to get in there because someone got banged up or something. So it's just being there early definitely is going to help.
Yeah. What have the coaches been telling you about their program and your early conversations with them?
They've just been telling me that it seems complicated at first, but if you really are dedicated into the system and learn it, it comes by easy. And they think that I'm a smart kid and that I'll grasp it like very easily. So.
Yeah, I mean, 4.2, he on there academic scholarships. I think he'll make an adjustment really quickly. And lastly, anything you want to say to people before we get up out of here?
Listen to your teachers, listen to your mentors, listen to your coaches. Do everything that you possibly can, because it's more than just getting a full board scholarship to go play at another level. There's other ways you can get it done. Like I did, get a scholarship for academic first, and then talk to the coaches, and then get the opportunity to play football there. It's just, there's more than one way of putting Lynn on the map. So whatever you do, just do it to your fullest.
There you go. Do it to your fullest. He's gonna be off to BC in June, living his dream, playing D1 college football, ACC. It's gonna be big. We gonna be there. You'll see me there because I got the connects at BC. You know how I get that. I want to thank him. Congratulations, man. Congratulations on everything, man. You're gonna do great at BC. All right, guys. Athletes Corner. We're out of here. Have a good one.
Put this down.
All right. Thanks, Keith. Good luck to Keith. Also, shout out to Jalen Echeverria. He signed his letter of intent to play at Endicott College in the fall basketball. So, shout out to him going on to college.
EC.
Yeah.
What?
We got 7 minutes, so we're going to go through this real quick. Antonio Brown and Juju. Antonio Brown, I don't know what's his problem, but he's acting like a sucker right now. Saying Juju fumbled the season away and responding to a fan in a tweet, just taking shots at him. Then he posted something that Juju sent him in college as if that it was something bad, but he was asking him for advice. And, just telling him he's a great player, but just asking for tips. And Antonio Brown posted that as if it was supposed to be something embarrassing or him being weird. But
just feel like he's bored. We was talking before the show. We live in this, attention-seeking era. That you're not doing something, or your name's not trending, or in the headlights, headlines, you're not doing anything. Mm-hmm. And Juju, he tweeted 2 years ago that he did this. So you kind of late.
Yeah.
But get in the lab, man. It's not worrying about all this social media stuff, man. Just be the best Antonio Brown you can be, because you're playing for the Raiders. Yeah. So I'm ready to see what y'all gonna do.
You're not a Steeler no more. You're a Raider. So, there's already issues with the Raiders, a lot of issues. So you need to focus on trying to get them back to where they need to be. But, yeah, this is nonsense. Quickly, the Cowboys re-signed DeMarcus Lawrence, 5-year, $105 million in contract. $48 million guaranteed. He's gonna make $25 million in 2019 in roster bonus, so $4.6 million base salary this year. That's good for the Cowboys. Keep up with their defense, but they're still not going anywhere.
I just heard a lot of points and millions. So man, he's winning.
Yeah, he's definitely winning.
Brother.
He is winning in life. You got that $105 million contract. All right, WrestleMania happened this past weekend, and we had history was made. Kofi Kingston, he became the WWE champion, and he defeated Daniel Bryan in a match which was pretty good. And this is big, especially for African Americans.
Yeah, it's dope. I didn't see the match. I'll go back and check it out if I can somewhere. I don't see why he's the first. We had some guys that were some dogs.
Yeah.
Was Mark Henry one of them?
Yeah.
He was a powerhouse. And, The Rock is a champion, but he's only half, so they don't really consider him. You know what I mean? But shout outs to him, though.
Yeah,
definitely shout outs to him.
He's a Massachusetts native, so
that's dope. That's dope.
Good for him. Also, some craziness happened at WWE Hall of Fame ceremony. Bret Hart, a crazy fan decided to tackle Bret Hart as he was giving an announcement during the Hall of Fame speech. I don't know what happened, but I don't know what happened, but yeah, crazy fan giving a Hall of Fame speech, and it was just weird. It was weird.
Yeah, I seen the quick clip for the show. Honestly, I think he was trying to do the Simpsons moment and trying to keep the trend with them predicting everything that happens in the future. That's why I said I seen a picture of it, and I'm like, why would he tackle Bret Hart? But we live in the world of the weirdos, so
yeah, that's very weird.
You never know what's going on.
Bret Hart also, he ain't aged well at all.
Nah, but I heard Bret growing up. I heard he wasn't the best guy to walk up to back in the day. But,
probably. I mean, he was a jerk in the ring too, so I wouldn't be surprised.
Best there was.
Yeah.
Best ever will be.
And lastly, the Bruins are in the playoffs. They are going up against the Toronto Maple Leafs. The series starts tomorrow, Thursday, April 11th. And they need to redeem themselves after last year, because last year they gave people a lot of expectations the way they played down the stretch, and I think they need to get that Stanley Cup. Can't lose to a team from Canada either.
Definitely can't do that. I would love to go to a Bruins parade, just because last time they won it, I was out of state playing, so I would love to be here for that. So bring me one home, please.
Yeah, we need that Stanley Cup back in Boston. Stanley Cup in Boston. All right, that's it. we're done here. We're done. LynnTV.org, Facebook, Lynn Community Television. Go to the website. Do all that fun stuff. We got a lot going on here, and yeah, we'll be back next week. if they don't cancel us, but we'll be back next week. Parking Lot Bully will be back here too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.